studios, our confines here. And how about this? We're getting you ready for a full slate of Thanksgiving games. Let's get into this Chiefs-Cowboys matchup, okay? Waited all show to do this. Here's Patrick Mahomes and Brian Schottenheimer on the matchup.
I don't turn on their film and be like, man, they're really having a bad year of it. I don't think that at all. I'm like, man, he's really fast, and he's super fast, and that guy's fast, and that guy's a good runner. I mean, you look at, sounds like they'll, potentially get Pacheco back, and he's a great player, and Hunt's playing great. We all know what Travis Kelce can do.
You grew up watching Thanksgiving games, no matter who you're a fan of. If it's the Lions, the Cowboys, or whoever's playing at night, I mean, you grew up watching those games, and so I think as that kid in me wants to be able to go out there and play on Thanksgiving and find a way to win. And obviously, short week, we're grinding in here right now and getting the whole game plan in and making sure everybody's prepared and ready to go. But I think we're excited to get to go out there and play on Thanksgiving against a really good football team and the whole world watching.
Following their big overtime win against the Colts, the Chiefs now have a 63% chance to make the playoffs, according to ESPN Analytics. That can jump to 73% with a win on Thursday. It does drop to 46% with a loss. Now, as for Dallas, it needs to keep stacking big wins as the playoff chances currently stand at just 9% entering Thursday. But listen, they keep making progress. Marcus, what will be the key for this Cowboys defense against that Chiefs offense?
Interior pressure. Listen, when you play Pat Mahomes right now, and I talked about this on Monday, Boogie, Pat Mahomes is in playoff mode. So not only is it about being able to get pressure, and that's a phenomenal opportunity for Quinnen Williams and Oseo Odighizuwa, but it's also about making sure your rush plan is correct, to not let him break your back on some of these third down runs and creating. At times, I would love to see, D.O., you mentioned it, a five-man rush.
Yeah.
At times, I would love to see you try to get those guys isolated. Andy Reid ran the ball 30 times the last game. He understands that they need to be a team that can run the football, or at least have it in your mind. Dallas needs to take care of the run, and then hopefully they can get the interior pass rush going with an idea that Pat Mahomes will break out of this pocket and start using his legs as he ramps this up every single year, getting closer and closer to the playoffs.
Yeah, so the way that this defense has changed since the addition of Quinnen Williams is that five-man front. We'll see if it's just about Philly last week, because Philly looked completely unprepared for it on early downs. And then pass situations, wide three techniques. So the five-man front, and Marcus, for me, it just screams go upfield, penetrate, penetrate, penetrate. They're just trying to go one-on-one penetrate. And then in those pass situations, those wide three techniques in those internal games, him and Odighizuwa just creating just problems. The internal games and the way that they are eating up the inside, that's why there was such exterior pressure on the Eagles front. And I think that, we were waiting to see the impact of Quinnen. Marcus, I mean, before Mina pops in, do you think that's an intentional thing since the addition of Quinnen?
Oh, 100%. And listen, Dan, it's really about, so if you look at Dallas before Quinnen showed up, the center actually would choose what side to help with the guard.
Yeah.
That's no longer. You got to go to Quinnen Williams immediately whenever your pass protection calls for it. So it creates those seams. It gives you an opportunity to run those games. And that's why you've seen the uptick in OC's game, because now he's benefiting not only off Quinnen Williams double teams, but he's also benefiting from being an insert guy when they are running games for Quinnen to come and wrap around.
Yeah, the five-man front versus the run game stuff, I think it'll be fascinating to see if Kansas City's ready for it. Those games when they're in those wide three techniques on the guard center, those guard shoulders, it's hard to pick up from an offensive line perspective with those two interior guys.
Crazy the difference one player makes.
Trey Smith also wasn't playing. Guys, Trey Smith, the Chiefs' best guard, is not playing in this game. So there's potential for that to be a huge mismatch that favors the Dallas team that now has one of the best interior pass rushes in the NFL. But it will not be a mismatch if Dallas sits in a soft zone. I'm going to tell you right now, if they play soft zone, Mahomes is going to have like a 2.53 second time to throw, and they're just going to carve him up like a Thanksgiving turkey. Travis Kelce, over and over. I know playing man is a little bit of a scary proposition, and we saw the Colts ultimately did get burned by it, but I have to think Dallas mixes in some man coverage. They have to disrupt the timing of these receivers. They cannot let Travis Kelce simply work his way up and down the field against them. And they were actually playing a bit more man coverage. I think last week you go zone heavy because you got the Eagles, but before then, Eberflus was playing a little bit more man coverage, and I think there's some confidence now with that pass rush. I am telling you, they have to have to play some against this Chiefs team. Otherwise, they're not going to get off the field.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
MK. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Dan.
Marcus. Go.
That is why, MK, that is why I think DeMarion Overshown is the most important player in this game.
I love that.
Go ahead, Dio.
His speed, I agree with Marcus. His speed has changed this defense. I agree with the MK's point with the man. I just don't know who they have that you feel comfortable matching up against Rasheed.
Oh, hello.
All right.
I think we're going to leave it there.
I didn't hear it. Somebody was in my ear. I'm sorry.
Nina was going to say something.
We're just going to leave it. Listen, here's the reality. The reason why we're having a silent contest on this show is because we can't all be in the same place today, but it's for a very good reason. Time for one more thing before we go. Big volleyball matchup for the NFL.
Cowboys playoff chances would move up to 16% with a loss all the way down to 4%. On the other side of it, the Chiefs, they would see an almost 30% difference in their chances. With a win, they land at a 73% chance. With a loss, they fall below 50%. Patrick Mahomes spoke a short time ago about playing on a short week on Thanksgiving. That is new on SportsCenter.
Obviously, you grew up watching Thanksgiving games, no matter who you're a fan of. If it's the Lions, the Cowboys, or whoever's playing at night, I mean, you grew up watching those games. And so that kid in me wants to be able to go out there and play on Thanksgiving and find a way to win. And I think we're excited to get to go out there and play on Thanksgiving against a really good football team and the whole world watching. They're kind of in the same situation as us. It's kind of all on the line. You got to go out there every single week and play your best football. And they've responded these last few weeks and played really good football, so it'll be a great challenge for us.
And a comeback win against the Colts this week certainly has them feeling good as we bring in Jeff Saturday and Dan Graziano. And Saturday, when it comes to Kansas City, a lot of up and down with them this year. Are you confident or concerned with the Chiefs?
I'm actually confident with them. I thought they put a great plan together against the Colts. When you look at them defensively, they held them 3 and outs, I think, their last 4 drives. And flip it over offensively, it wasn't just Mahomes, but Hunt made a bunch of plays. And they got over a 100-yard rusher. They got physical, which Andy Reid typically does when he gets towards the playoffs. You saw Rice get away from people in man coverage. So I just thought the entirety of the way they played. And don't forget, they're down 11 in the fourth quarter, and they stayed kind of true to who they were. They had to win it in extra time. But this is a very good football team that everybody in the AFC was hoping the Colts would get that win against them. Unfortunately, they couldn't pull that off.
Yeah, the entire prospective playoff field in the AFC was rooting for the Colts on Sunday. They don't want the Chiefs to get in and get hot. They're actually getting healthier. Running back Isaiah Pacheco sounds like he's going to be able to go on Thursday. He's missed the last 3 games, so that makes the running game a little bit stronger. I think the key, though, on Thursday is going to be that defense, right? They had a plan to stop Jonathan Taylor and make the Colts beat them through the air, but with the Cowboys, what are you taking away? They can run it on you, and they have 2 great receivers in George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb that you have to worry about. So significant test for the Chiefs, who are in the middle of a very important stretch. They lost to Denver. They beat Indianapolis. I think they went into this 3-game stretch feeling like they had to win 2 out of the 3 to have a chance to do what they want to do. So a lot of pressure on Thursday's game.
Yeah, Graz, you hit it. At 5-6, the Chiefs would have had a lot of work to do. I know a lot of people probably saying the Colts take care of that business now because if they get in, who knows what will happen. As to the other side of this, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, he spoke today praising the Cowboys' big win against the Eagles. That is also new on Sports.
It was such an important win for us, and to have done it in the manner we did it is particularly memorable. Just as important, we needed it. They're an outstanding team. We all know that. They came in as number 1 in the league and the Super Bowl champion. Bottom line is, to come back like we did is something that you can, I know it's a cliche, but it really is meat on the bone on building with it.
The way Jerry Jones says meat on the bone just sounds so Texan. Saturday, look, there's something about this Cowboys team that you just feel like they're on the doorstep of perhaps figuring this thing out, shoring up the defense, and going on a run. Do you believe they're set up to do so?
I actually do, and I did not say that going into this Philly weekend. I'll tell you what changed my mind. Being down 21, Brian Schottenheimer, their head coach, he kept them in this game. You know, Dak Prescott to Pickens with some big plays, but they didn't stop running Devontae Williams. Their offensive line did a good job against that defense of Philadelphia, and you see Dak in that offense that we kept saying, hey, This is a Super Bowl or at least a playoff-style offense. If their defense can play decent, well, guess what? From two minutes into the second quarter, they didn't let Philly score again. Now, I know there were some turnovers, some freak things that kind of happened, but, man, coming back from 21 points, you got to tip your cap to them. It feels like the Cowboys have kind of a groundswell going right now. This could be a big game for them Thursday.
It's a completely different Dallas defense than we saw in the first half of the season, just personnel-wise. They got healthier with guys like DeMarvion Overshown returning to the lineup. And, of course, the guys they acquired in trade, Logan Wilson and Quentin Williams, have been guys who have had an impact. They changed their front to use more five defensive lineman fronts because that fits their personnel right now. And you go back to Brian Schottenheimer, Jeff, I mean, this is a hire that a lot of people made fun of in the offseason. In his short time as a head coach, he has shown something of a knack for not only being a high-level offensive play caller, but also sort of managing the building. They traded their very best player in Micah Parsons right before the season started. That's the kind of thing that can shake up a team. And then, of course, the tragedy that happened, a couple of weeks ago with Marshawn Kneeland. That's something that your leaders need to help you get through. And it seems like Brian Schottenheimer and the leaders on that team are setting the right tone.
Guys, that's a good point, too. Just stabilize everything, get to a point where you feel you're at neutral or go on a run. And I know people may not want to you might have to give Jerry Jones some credit for what he did after taking so much heat with the Micah Parsons trade. You may have to do it. We'll find out if anyone does. And this is a great game on Thanksgiving. And then again, Christine, there's those questions.